Hello everyone, welcome back to this video series on clinical SAS ADaM programming. In this video, we will see an example of what is a record level treatment variable using the example of actual treatment in adverse event dataset in a 3-period crossover study. So let us move to the lesson description. So in studies where the same subject takes different treatments over different periods, the treatments taken in each period will be captured in ADSL. So if you see, if a subject is participating in 3 different periods, the treatment planned and the treatment taken would be captured in separate variables. Let's assume that these are the actual treatments taken during period 1, period 2 and period 3. So those are captured as part of the ADSL dataset. And we will also have the start and end dates of each period reported in ADSL. And then for the event start dates or collection dates in other domains, so we would be interested in knowing what was the treatment that the subject was on when event started or collection was made. So in ADSL, we'll have the treatment taken in each period, but in other data sets, when an adverse event started, we would be interested in knowing what was the actual treatment the subject was on when that event started or when a lab collection is made. So we wanted to know, so what is the exact treatment that the subject was on when the collection was made. So for this purpose, we have record level treatment variables. The record level treatment variables are TRTP and TRTA. So for TRTP will be used for capturing the planned treatment, and TRTA will be used for capturing the actual treatment based on the period in which that particular collection or event is starting. So we compare the event start date or collection date with the period start and end dates and populate the associated treatment based on the period in which the date is falling. Say for example, if an event start date or collection is falling in period 1, so as per this example, the subject was on drug A in that period. So we would have to populate the actual treatment variable as drug B. Say for example, if an event started in period 2, so the actual treatment the subject was on when that event started is drug B. So we will be populating it with drug B. And similarly for period 3, so if something started or something was collected in when the subject was in period 3, so the actual treatment the subject was on was drug C. So we would populate that with drug C here in the actual treatment of the we would populate it as drug C on the variable TRTA. So if we are capturing the actual treatment. And then say for example, if something happened after period 3, so which means the subject was not taking any treatment on that when that event started or when that collection was made. So we would leave the record level treatment variable blank in that cases. Let us now come to the specification and then see. So we have the specification provided for ASTDT, A period, TRTP and TRTA. So here it says analysis start date. So convert AESTDTC to numeric format. And for A period, it says set to 1 when your ASTDTC is in between AP01SDT to AP01ADT, and set to 2 when ASTDTC is in between AP02SDT and AP02EDT, which means when the record is falling in between period to start and end dates, inclusive of the start and end dates. And then we are being asked to set to the value of 3 when adverse event analysis start date is falling in between period 3 start and end dates. And for TRTP, so we are when A period is 1, so we are deriving A period 1, so which would be meeting this condition. So on those records, so we are being asked to populate with the value coming from TRT01P. In ADSL, TRT01P would hold the value that the hold the treatment value that the subject was taking when he was in period. As this is planned, so it will hold the value that hold the treatment value that the subject was supposed to take in period 1. Similarly, TRT02P will hold the treatment value which the subject was supposed to take in period 2. So we will be when the record is falling in A period 2, so the planned treatment will be fetched from TRT02P. And similarly, when the record is falling in period 3, so we are supposed to fetch the planned treatment from TRT03P variable. And then similarly, we are doing it for actual treatment. So when the record is falling in period 1, so the actual treatment taken in period 1 is captured as part of TRT01A in ADSL. So we would populate TRTA with the value coming from TRT01A. Similarly, for period 2, we would be using the value from TRT02A. And for period 3, we would be using the value from TRT03A. Now, let us come to the programming. So here we have ADSL dataset as input and AE as input. So I am creating a temporary dataset called ADSL01 by making it as a copy of ADSL. Similarly, I am creating AE01 as a copy of AE dataset. So let us take a look at the datasets here. So we have data for one subject with different start dates here. And then we have ADSL dataset. So we have the planned treatment in each of the treatment periods. So TRT01P, 02P, 03P, which means the subject was supposed to take drug A in period 1 and drug B in period 2 and drug C in period 3. So what happened here is instead of taking drug A in period 1, the actual treatment the subject took was drug B. And in period 2, the subject took drug A, and period 3, the subject took drug C. And we have the start and end dates of each period, AP01 SDT and AP01 ADT for the start and end dates of period 1. And similarly, we have it for period 2 and period 3. So now we need to check where this date is falling in these period start and end dates. So based on that, we will be assigning our A period, TRTP and TRTA. So we are using our in order to make the comparison, so we need to have all the subject level treatment variables available in our AE dataset. So we are sorting our ADSL01 dataset based on the values present in USUB JD and doing the same with adverse events dataset and merging our ADSL01 onto AE01 to fetch all the subject level treatment variables and period start and end date variables into our AE dataset. And then we are naming that newly created dataset as AE02. So let us take a look at AE02 now. Now, along with the information from AE dataset, we have all the subject level information populated across all rows of the adverse events. Now we will be able to compare the date with these date values. So we'll do that in the next step. So here I am creating a new dataset called AE03 by reading AE02. And then I'm creating ASTDT variable. So as per the specification, we were asked to convert AESTDTC to numeric format. So we are doing that using input function and YYMMDD10.in format. So once we have ASTDT, we can compare it with the each period start and end dates. If it falls in period 1 start and end date, so we'll have to use TRT01P for TRTP and TRT01A for TRTA, and we'll have to manually assign the A period as 1. So here we are doing that. So check if ASTDT is in between AP01 SDT and AP01 ADT, and at the same time check if none of the date values are missing. And then if missing less than AP01 SDT less than or is equal to ASTDT less than or is equal to AP01 ADT. If it falls in period 1, so we were supposed to assign the value of 1 for A period, and then for TRTP we were asked to use the value present in TRT01P. So we are doing that here. For TRTA we were supposed to populate it with the value coming from actual treatment taken during period 1. So we are populating that here. And then we are, if it doesn't fall in the first period, so we are switching on to the else statement and checking if it is at least falling in the second period. So if AP02 SDT less than or is equal to ASTDT less than or is equal to AP02 ADT. If it falls in this period start and end dates, so we were supposed to assign 2 for A period, so we are doing that here. And as this is falling in the second period start date, so we will have to populate plan treatment on that record with the value coming from TRT02P. And similarly for actual treatment, we'll have to use the value coming from TRT02A. So we are doing that here. And if it doesn't fall in the even in the second period, so what do we need to do? We need to check if it is at least falling in the third period start and end dates. So we are doing that here. If AP03 SDT less than or is equal to ASTDT less than or is equal to AP03 EDT. So if that is the case, so we are assigning A period as 3 and then using the information from planned treatment present in TRT03P and creating TRTP. And then our TRT03 is being used for TRTA. And finally, I'm storing the output data in a data called output. So if we take a look at A03 or output, as output is a copy of A03, we'll have all the same variables. So let us open A03. So we have A period populated and TRTP and TRTA populated. So let's cross check one or two records. So here A period is coming as 1. So what is the ASTDT? It is 12th April. So let us cross check where this is exactly falling. 12th April is in between 3rd April and 15th May, which is the period 1 start and end dates. So as ASTDT is falling in between the period 1 and start date and end date, A period was supposed to be 1, yes. And then what is the planned treatment on period 1? It was drug A, so it is coming correctly here. So but what was the actual treatment taken in period 1 by the subject? It was present in TRT01A, so it is coming correctly here. So let us check one more record. So why do we have this A period and TRTP and TRTA missing on the last record? So let us cross check the ASTDT with the period start and end dates. So here if we see, the record is falling on 10th August. So 3rd April to 15th May is the first period, 16th May to 27th June is the second period, 28th June to 9th August is the third period. But this is happening after the end of the third period. So this cannot be associated with any of the three treatment periods. So we are getting it as null. So it did not meet any of these three conditions. So none of these variables are populated. So left blank. So this is how you can create your record level treatment variables. So in a 3-period crossover study. The same logic would be applicable even for other study designs when you have different treatment periods. Thank you for watching and keep learning.